Quickly, quickly, and I'm already live.
I like it though.
You're making me laugh, and I should not be laughing. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to another wonderful edition of Conversation with the Love Crusader. And yes, we are here with another beautiful, interesting, informative edition. This is the edition you don't want to miss. We have one big elephant in the room that we are going to be dealing with today. God will give me and my beautiful sister Grace to be able
Yeah.
to deal with this elephant. It's a mighty, mighty elephant. If you are coming across this platform for the first time, it's called Conversations with the Love Crusader. It's a platform where we talk about love, we talk about life, we talk about relationships, all in a fun way. We do them while having fun. Serious issues while having fun. We are live on Instagram. Um, it's the Love Crusader on Instagram. On YouTube, it's the Love Crusader. It's the Love Crusader on TikTok. We made it easy for you to find me. Just look for the Love Crusader and you'll find me on all of your social platforms. All right. Um, we started talking last week about long distance relationship, and one of the effects, we had fun. If you missed last week, please go watch again. It was fun. One of the effects, or one of the, yeah, effects or impact of long distance relationship is cheating. And I know that sometimes it's not just about long distance relationship, but generally in relationships we hear people talk about cheating. So that is the big elephant we are addressing today. And with me to address the issue is my sister, my friend, Barrister Yomi. Don't even get me started on pronouncing her surname. I've never been able to pronounce her surname. Barrister Yomi is a barrister based in Lagos. She's a mother, she's a friend, she's, I mean, if you're not new to this conversation, you would know Barrister Yomi. Yomi, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see your face again. For those who do not know, Yomi is a licensed therapist. So if you're in Lagos and beyond, I mean, I know she can do counseling online. She does marriage relationship counseling. Let me market her a bit. The people I bring here are people who know they are tough and they know their stuff. So then that's why we come here, because to an extent we know what we are talking about. We have some small certification that say, well, they know what they are talking about, that kind of thing. So you can connect with Yomi, and you will get godly counsel. I did some years ago, and that's what formed our friendship. Okay, enough of me and my friend, because I know this topic is going to be the bomb. Cheating. Should we even be talking about cheating? We are Christians, we are all good people. What is cheating? Let's start from there. What does it mean when we say somebody is cheating?
Ah, so I want to assume that word would mean different things to different people. Um, for me though, for me, I would say that cheating is, so we're talking about two people who are in an intimate relationship, um, and then you expect certain things of each other. So you expect that you're having you guys are you're intimate with one another, you're having sex with each. I'm assuming that this is not a program that children watch. so I'm allowed to say certain things.
Carry go.
You're having sex with each other. You're emotionally connected with each other. So it's, and I know that this is not discussed a lot, before people get married. So it's like a presumption.
Hmm.
It's everybody assumes when you're getting into a marriage that we this the thing about sex, this emotional intimacy, sexual intimacy, is just between us, husband and wife.
We are going to be exclusive.
We're going to be exclusive. Exactly, that's the word.
Mm.
We're going to be exclusive. So um when it now happens that one of the partners has a sexual relationship with someone else, then we term it as cheating. But it's interesting because let me, maybe I should not jump the gun, but
Please go on. Go on.
I would say, right off the bat, that it didn't start from them having sex together, the two people. Quite a number of things has happened before it eventually ended up in, usually they having sex is like the end game.
Hmm.
That's like the end of the matter. Certain things had been happening to which either party was not giving attention. And it could be different things. It could be, yes, they are spending more time with each other, you're confiding in each other more, you find that you want to hang out more with each other. And the truth of the matter is that these things in and of themselves are not, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong in me wanting to have a friend that I hang out with. There's nothing wrong, even if it's someone of the opposite sex. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a friend to say, oh, we go out together, blah blah blah, and all of that. But then the play where I think where the shift happens is when you're doing it with this other person because your partner is not available, or you are no longer willing to spend that time with your partner.
Hmm.
At that point, that's when I think that's when the slope begins to happen. That's when you get on the slippery slope. So let me stop there for now.
Okay. So it's stepping out of um, a a relationship where people feel they are monogamous, but and they're exclusive, but the other person is now stepping out of that relationship. So that means we're talking about maybe, like you said, the end game being sex. I have heard of
Yes.
people talk about emotional adultery. That
Mm-hmm.
is that somebody is cheating emotionally. And the first time I heard of it, I was like, what's the meaning of that one again? How do you cheat with emotions? Have you heard of it, my sister? Can you help us break it down? Can you help us?
Yeah,
Have you heard
I
of?
have.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of emotional adultery, and basically what it is um whether I agree with it or not is a different matter. But when I've heard of it is about
No, if you don't agree with it, you have to tell me about it. Why you don't agree with it? I want to know.
so basically is when you say, okay, two people who are meant to be emotionally intimate, husband and wife, to make the conversation simpler, simple for people to follow. That's what we're talking about. A couple who they say they're married, and then one of them begins to have a deep emotional connection with someone else,
Okay.
which could invariably lead to them becoming physical with each other. So when they say emotional adultery, I mean, people think that when you're married, your husband or your wife is supposed to be your fridge, your freezer, your bed,
Your
your air conditioner,
your gist
your
partner, everything.
just is supposed to be everything.
Uh-huh.
But you cannot be everything, and she
Ah,
cannot be everything. And that's why I would say I wouldn't agree with the terminology emotional adultery, because I really can be connected with someone emotionally. What is what I mean, I don't know, maybe we might need to define what emotions are. But emotions basically are energy in motion, and it could be any form of energy. It could be the energy of friendship, it could be the energy of, I mean, every relationship ought to have love in its foundation anyways. So it could be the energy of friendship, it could be the energy of, just at this point in time, I just want to have somebody who we share similar hobbies. Oh, he likes to play tennis, I like to play tennis, let's go and play tennis. It's an emotion that we share. There's something that we do like, both of us like, as similar things. We enjoy, we enjoy practicing that thing, or we enjoy getting involved in that activity, and we do, and life goes on. Everybody go back to your, because the truth of, let's be honest, our spouses cannot, it should be the ideal should be, your husband, your wife, you guys enjoy similar hobbies, you enjoy doing the same things, but it's not always the case. And you're not now going to say, because my husband does not like to play tennis, then it means that, that's the end of tennis playing for me forever.
no, or you will only play tennis with a female if you are female, and
What
then
if
you
I
only
don't
play tennis with a male if you are male. You can only have, so that's this is where I want us to start the conversation from, and really really try to, you know talk about it, because I, for one, think that many people are
yes,
over flogging the matter, or, and I
mm,
know we are all not the same.
yeah,
The way I deal with things might not be the way you deal with things, and there's a very high sense of emotional maturity that needs to come with some of the things we are talking about right now. Because for
absolutely.
some people, the fact that I'm a married woman totally means that I cannot have a male friend.
Mm,
For some, and the fact that
yes,
this man is a married man totally means that he cannot have a female friend, because if he has a female friend, then something must be happening. If I have
yeah,
a male friend, then something must be happening. I think it's
mm,
it's narrow-mindedness. I don't I That's me personally, but I don't
yeah,
know. And that is where the question of this emotional adultery comes in. I think
mhm,
that where it might raise questions is if, for example, you have this friend, you are married, you have this friend who is of the opposite sex, you're having deceptive behaviors around this friend. So you want to go see the friends, you have to hide to go see the friend, for example. Like you're saying that you want to
mhm,
go and play tennis. Then you can't tell your husband that, I'm going to play tennis with Frank, or I'm going to
mhm,
play tennis with Joe. Then
mhm,
maybe because you feel like you are not free enough to tell your partner that you are going to be spending 1 hour in the gym or
mhm,
playing football or whatever with this
yeah,
opposite sex, and then you have to
mhm,
lie about it, and maybe say, oh, I'm going to Rebecca's house, when you know you're actually going to see Frank. I'm just trying to break down what I see as deception.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think it's when those kind of deceptive behavior comes in, that one begin
mhm,
to say, okay, maybe there's a comma. When you begin to hide your chats,
mm,
hide your phone, your partner
yes,
cannot see what the conversation is between you and this person. But in the
mm,
general sense of it, I don't think it's I think it's too narrow-minded to think we cannot form emotional attachment with somebody of the opposite sex because we are married or we are in a relationship. I don't
oh
know whether that
yeah,
makes sense. What do you think?
I totally agree with that. It is narrow minded, but like you said, it takes a level of emotional intelligence to be able to come to that conclusion, to say, I mean, it's fine. It's about giving each other the freedom. But I think the underlying issue also is the issue of trust.
Hmm.
Trust first in myself, and then trust of my partner or in my partner. So, because there's a lack of trust, because the truth is that the things that I know that I'm weak at, I think everybody else is weak at.
Mm.
So if I think that I'm going to I have the tendency to cheat on my husband, then it's likely that I will also think that my husband would cheat on me,
Mm.
whether or
I
not
agree.
he has ever done it. Whether or not he has ever done it. But also, if trust has ever been broken in a relationship,
Mhm.
and that particular issue was not looked at, counseling was not had for it, healing did not take place, almost every other action with the opposite sex that the person does is going to be a red flag for you. I had a conversation with somebody. It's so funny. I had a conversation with a session with somebody this afternoon. I didn't even know what she wanted to talk about, but apparently I knew it had to do with relationships. But the underlying thing about the issue she was having with her boyfriend was cheating. I was just laughing on the inside of me. I said, "Can you imagine? I'm going to talk about cheating this evening, and here I am having a session with someone."
Someone, yeah.
But it's because it had happened before. While the guy was dating, while they were in a relationship, the guy was seeing somebody else. And she confronted him about it once. He never agreed. It was his friends and the girl who now told her that this was actually what was going on. She claims they spoke about it, she forgave him. Okay, let's move on. But from then on, any girl that was anywhere around him, she suspected.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
said to her, I said, the trust in your relationship is broken. And you can't, number one, you cannot change this man. No matter how much you think you want to, you can't change him. He is the only one that has the power to change himself.
Exactly.
I said, but you have seen this happen. You guys are not yet married. Do you want to continue in this relationship, or do you think you deserve better?
Mm.
So
The one
when
that are
trust
not even married yet, gone.
exactly,
Okay.
you're not married yet, so you're
Mm.
still free to go. But I could tell that she had been in the relationship for 4 years,
Ah.
um, and I could tell that she's like, if I end this relationship now, I'm gonna have to start all over again. But I said to her, I said, babe, what do you want? What do you want? So it's a question of, so once that trust is broken, it makes it even more difficult. Even when, and that's the honest truth, even when they go through counseling and go through therapy, it's still going to take a process of
Mm.
time for the heart to actually begin to, and you have to be deliberate and intentional about it. Otherwise, it will keep coming up. You will even, it will be like reflex. You will even know when you just suspect, because it has come sort of like become a default setting.
Okay.
Okay.
Sis, we
See,
are going to come back to this issue, the aspect you're talking about now when we start talking about effects. But I want us
yes.
to talk about the question of, is cheating a men only issue? Because it's always like, people tell us, in fact, these days, I saw a video. I was trying to download the video, I couldn't. I'm learning all these tech things, small, 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 small. Very soon, I start downloading some of these videos and coming to play here so that people can see what I'm saying. This
Yeah.
man said, and this man is a medical doctor. He had the stethoscope on his neck.
Yes.
And as a man, no, you have to get it 21 times a month, something like that. Minimum of
Okay.
21 times a month to avoid prostate cancer. If you cannot get it from your wife, Yeah, you better make alternative arrangement, because it's for your health. Kinikon, kinikon. Then you hear the one to tell you men are polygamous in nature. By nature, men are wired to cheat. Please,
Wow.
let's talk about this thing today. Me, I want to break this table. Is it
Mm.
a men only affair, cheating? Is it just men that can cheat? Is it only men that are wired to cheat? Is it only men that need to cure post prostate? Women don't have prostate that they can cure.
Ah, in this life, we would always find things to support the position that we want to stand on, you know, whether it makes sense or not. We'll find
Exactly.
it's fine. I mean, come on. There are people who have not had sex 21 times in a day or in a month
In a
or whatever
month.
they start in a month, and they don't have prostate cancer, so, or prostate issues. But to the question, it's not just for men. It's just that we live in a patriarchal society where if it's a man that is caught cheating, they feel they can easily explain it away,
Mm.
and they feel
Mm.
feel that the woman ought to be more responsible. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. It's like how we say, oh, men are logical, women are emotional. It's not. It's too blanket a statement, because you have a lot of women who are not emotional, who are logical, and you have men who are equally more emotional than they are logical. So when they say, oh, cheating is just for men, I'm like, no. I mean, of course, society is even changing now. Anyways, people I think you even have, I don't know what the statistics are. I don't have any statistics as to this, but we are beginning to see women become more and more bold in their relationships now. We're beginning to see women who are like, if you don't meet up to my terms, I'm out of here. you know and I think also it's because, I think also it's because from time past, men have sort of like been the ones holding the financial power in a relationship. And so it appears like when they cheat, the woman is at their mercy. But we all know that that's changing now. So right now, if a man is caught cheating, he knows that he does not wield as much financial power as he used to wield, and so the woman can walk away.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. A lot of things are running through my head as I'm having this
I
conversation
can
right
imagine.
because I'm looking at pictures of. I want to go back now to people who are still in a relationship.
Mm-hmm,
Cheating as a red flag because, I mean, you just mentioned the woman can walk away, and without meaning to tell people to leave their relationship, adultery is also the only reason in the Bible why divorce is permitted. So it's
mm-hmm,
as recognizable as that, even for married people. But I want to come first of
mm-hmm,
all to a relationship. You are in a relationship with a guy as a girl. This guy is already cheating on you. He's telling you lies. Or you're in a relationship with a girl
mm-hmm.
as a man, because now we balanced it. The truth is that everybody can do it and anybody can do
Oh
it.
yes,
I fantastically like the statement
absolutely.
Megan made here. Say it's a choice. Women can make the choice to cheat,
Yes.
men can make the choice to cheat. It's a choice. Just as loving someone is a
Yeah.
choice, you choose to love this person and stay in love with this person and stay married with this
Yeah.
person. The same way, cheating is a choice. You choose to step out of your relationship. Whether I don't even know how somebody can even say it's a mistake. Let's not even go to that side. It's annoying to even tell somebody call it a mistake. It's a choice. I know that sometimes people don't make the choice of, oh, I'm going out today to go and cheat.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
maybe because of one emotional challenge or issues that are in the background, they find themselves in that position. Agreed. But it's a choice. Now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about I'm in a relationship, God forbid, with someone who is cheating as somebody who is not married. Should I still be pampering that relationship? Should I be managing it? Should I still be thinking of a future with this person?
Well, I mean, I think we've answered that. The truth is, again, it is a choice. It's your choice. Like I said to the person I was speaking to this afternoon, I said to her, I said, anything you see between you and your guy or girl when you guys are dating, any vice that you see or anything you
Hmm.
see that you don't, in fact, not even any vice, both good and bad, anything that you see in that person when you are dating, when you marry, multiply that thing by 10. That's how magnified it's going to be. That's how magnified it's going to be. So
Hmm.
if when you guys are dating, he is already cheating or he's giving you vibes that he is cheating, and you think you still want to go ahead with it, what you are saying is you don't mind a non-exclusive relationship. That's what you're
Hmm.
saying.
Hmm.
You don't mind a
Hmm.
non-exclusive relationship because it is almost guaranteed, unless the man meets with some encounter that
Of the Holy
changes his
Ghost.
life
Glory.
at some point. But if that doesn't happen, just know that it's going to be on a grander scale when you get married. So you know the way you're laying your bed and you know how you're going to lie in it. It's that simple.
Exactly. Exactly. I like this comment too. Someone has said, I don't agree, and this is a man, so hooray! Now I got back. My prof has said, I don't agree that cheating is a man only thing. I've seen situations where women make the move first. Oh my God. Women are becoming bold.
Mm-hmm.
I've encountered a
Yes.
situation where a woman said to a man, can you have me? Cheating is a
Mm-hmm.
choice. Cheating may also arise as a revenge. I think that's a strong one because
Very true.
sometimes, um, and this is where people who say, I don't mind. I've heard people who say, well, I don't mind if he's cheating as long as he takes care of me, or as long as
Mm.
he's doing what he needs to do in the house, and as long as
Yeah.
my needs are met. Now, the
Yeah.
truth is that I think that some of those people are also cheating. If you are not cheating, there's no way you will not mind. I'm sorry, oh, that's my own, and I stand
Mm.
to be corrected. I know it might not be this there's that situation for everyone, but that's how I feel like. Why will it not even bother you? This is somebody you love. Is it really
Mm.
possible for you to love someone, and you're in a relationship with this person, and this person is cheating on you, and you say, well, as long as, how
Well,
is that?
maybe she doesn't love the person. Maybe love is no longer there.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just a situation where the guy is meeting her needs, he's fulfilling his duty as a father. When she wants to have sex, he's available for her to have sex. And she's good with that. There might not be
Hmm.
love.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Oh. All right. So we have established the fact that it's not an only men issue. So you people should stop singing this your song. The thing is irritating my ears. I'm begging you people. Men are wired to cheat. Men are wired to be polygamous. Men are wired to go for more than one woman. In fact, some people will go as far as very insulting one and say, how can somebody be eating the same soup every day? Hello,
Yes,
what are you talking about?
I
How is a
know.
woman being soup?
Yeah, but you know though, the reason why you have men who speak like that is also because for them, they have objectified women.
Hmm.
Yes. So they have object. So for them, a woman is not necessarily a woman for them is not necessarily a partner. A woman is not somebody who they believe they can reason with. Is for them a
Hmm.
woman is just another object. She's just
At
another
home,
furniture.
one of the furniture, yes.
Yes, exactly. So So that it is men, it's men like that that typically have that kind of orientation that, every a man must be eating, he cannot be eating the same soup every day. I mean, I'm not really even
Another
sure the
table,
word.
another table that I need to break today.
Yes.
So they'll tell you, and this one I heard it before, I think just 2 days ago. Satisfy your husband, take care of him, give him very well. When he go out, he will not look at another woman. Please. Is it really true that it is how much you satisfy this man that determines whether the man is going to cheat or not?
It's not. It's not. I mean, we all know, the things that, make, for everything that makes a man tick is different from one man to the next. Uh,
Mm,
it's different from one man to, for some men they are really really big on sex, and they want it as often as they can get it.
mm-hmm,
God help them that they have a wife who is willing to give them as often as they want it. But I think it's much more than the sex. I think it's much more than the satisfaction. I think it comes with a level of responsibility and decency,
mm,
So um even with a man who loves to have sex and have it as many times as he possibly can, even if he is not getting it from his wife as many times as he wants it, if the man has a level of emotional intelligence, a level of responsibility to himself first and then to his wife, he's gonna keep his pants up. He'll keep his pants up because if we understand that marriage is about two people becoming one,
mm,
when you cheat on your wife, you are cheating on yourself.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So it's not just about you going to gratify some 5 minutes, getting some 5 minutes pleasure or 10-minute pleasure. It's much more than that,
mm,
So we it's not a thing of, I mean, how no matter how much you give it to the guy, if the guy has it in his mentality that he can not only sleep with his wife,
mm,
he will find somebody else to sleep with. If
mm,
that's his mindset, if that's his belief, if that's his orientation, if that's the way he was brought up, if that's what he saw his father do, or if
mm,
that's what she saw her mother do, and
mm-hmm,
she has told herself this is the way to live, it doesn't matter how much they are getting it from their partner. They will look for it somewhere else. They'll look for
mm,
it somewhere else. So that I don't fully agree with that statement. Of course, there's also the flip side where you actually have people who don't believe that they believe that they ought to keep a monogamous marriage, but then they are going through stuff in their marriage, and the only way for them to let out is to have sex. And
mm.
now the truth of the matter is, people say, oh, that men just follow anything. Men are not emotional. Men don't. And I keep, I'm like, look, no matter how strong and logical a man is, the man wants peace. There's no
Yeah,
man that doesn't want peace.
yeah,
There's no man who doesn't want to come back to his house and just be at peace.
yes, true.
And so if he's not getting peace at home, or if she's not
Mm-hmm,
getting peace at home, he is going to want to be out as long as he can be.
yeah, true.
The truth of the matter is his intention might not to actually have an affair with somebody else, or to cheat on his spouse, or for her to cheat on her spouse. But he just wants to be out of that war house for as long as he possibly can, and just come in with enough time for him to go to bed. It might not start, once again, it might not start off as a physical affair in terms of them
Mm,
having sex, but it will most likely start off with an emotional affair.
Mm, mm,
Be
mm,
spending more time with people, talking to people, and it's only a matter of time. If somebody is going through stuff in their home and they find somebody who is willing to listen, they'll begin to speak.
mm.
They'll begin to speak. And once they begin to speak, if they don't notice, in fact, it's not even a matter that they don't know. At some point, everybody notices it. We just decide to turn a blind eye.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And I like how you've gone from the fact that it's not just about this person not having sexual satisfaction at home. It's about the home in itself not being a home, a
Yes.
safe haven for them to come to. So it's not a matter of, okay, you are not really giving this man the sex, which is part of it anyways, because we hear a lot of women the men complain women are always having headache, women are forever having excuses why they don't they don't perform as they should. But I believe that even if that happens and that is the situation, a real man would rather find a solution as to why this woman is constantly having headache rather than go
Exactly.
and find a second option outside. That's what I
Exactly.
think. I think
Yes.
that a real man will say, come, let's talk about it. I was watching a program yesterday, a couples program, and they were talking about the fact that this woman said, look, I give it to my husband, communication. He will always tell me, auntie, come, oh, what's going on now? This thing, I'm hungry. Oh." That's conversation. But some men, rather than have the conversation, would go for an alternative, rather go and have an option outside. And that is the
Yeah.
beginning of problem, because you've not solved, you've worsened the problem in the house. You've not
Yes.
solved the problem why that woman is constantly having headache. I tell you the truth, if the woman is enjoying sex, she's happy, you know, she's provided for, she's cared for, she's shown love. There's no reason why she would be forming headache.
Yes.
To an extent, that's my my thought pattern. I stand to be corrected. I know there are a lot of men here, so you people can tell us the experience, but I'm thinking in my mind that who wants to be giving sugar and the person say, no, I don't want this sweet thing, give me bitter leaf. But when there are problems and there are issues surrounding it at home, then the woman will always find excuses why she doesn't want to do it, why she's tired, or why maybe she's not forgiving you. There's a problem on ground. Let's deal
But
with that issue so we both can enjoy it rather than have a side chick.
but on that point of when a woman says, oh, is always giving an excuse, I have headache today, I have body pain tomorrow. For most women, there's something that is bothering them,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
but they also will not speak.
Hmm.
They also will not speak up, and they expect that the man should figure it out. He's not
He's
a
not a
witch.
magician.
He's not a magician, he's not a wizard. So
Exactly.
if there's something bothering you, that you know that at the end of today, when my husband comes home and he asks for sex, I know that I'm not going to be able to say yes, because this matter is on ground. Because for the average guy, if we if you people fight now, in the next 30 minutes, the guy can be dragging you inside the room.
Exactly. Exactly. You are correct. You are very
He
correct.
can drag you into a hair. But for
Yeah.
you that you know that that's not the way you're wired.
Yeah.
When you know that there's an issue and it's bothering you to the
Mm.
point that it might not allow you to go and lie down on that bed, then you need to speak up and not
Mm.
assume that the man should know.
Like I said, though, see, you are the one that is bringing some TC to my head
And
because
then-
this thing you are saying, okay, okay, okay. Let me ask you a question because
yes.
some even yesterday in the program I was watching, somebody said, "How do you, how do you, how can you be frank, be truthful to your husband without hurting them?" Because men have ego, and now we've suddenly turned this to a conversation of men and women. People forgive us, but we are going somewhere. Men have this ego. How
Mm,
does a woman, for example, tell the husband that this thing, no, I'm not enjoying it?
mm,
You are not doing it in a way that I would enjoy it, without this man feeling like, oh, you've deflated me, so I'm no longer a man. I can't satisfy my woman. And funny enough, Sister Yomi, one
Yeah.
thing I have also heard some men say is a man will stand before his wife and his body is not moving. But before another woman, he's a lion.
There's something. It's not a normal phenomenon.
Hmm.
If his body is, if he's not reacting to the nakedness of his wife,
Mm-hmm.
there's something that is also, and you see, and that's why I said, when we give blanket statements that men are not emotional, they're only logical, or
Mm.
men only, for men sex is only physical, is that kind of, that example is what will let you know that you can't use those kind of blanket statements. Because
True.
also, if there are certain things in the relationship that the man is not happy about, it could
Yes.
also affect him having sex.
True. True. I
So
agree.
exactly. So it's not for us to now say, oh, it's only the woman that that if she's not happy, that then that means you know, that means that she can't have sex. But if there are things that, if there's a particular way you want to be touched by your partner, if there's a particular way you want the whole ac- activity of sex to happen, first and foremost, you even need to know it.
Mm.
That's another thing. So you need to understand your body to know that is when you touch me like this, so that's when it has an effect. Or is when
Mm-hmm.
you do it like this, that's when it has an effect. When you understand that, then you are able to explain it in a loving manner to your
Hmm.
partner.
In a
It's not
loving
quarreling.
manner. This
Eh,
loving manner is the cocoa, in a
it's
loving manner.
and I'm quite sure, if anybody has been, if you've spent any length of time with your partner, through the time you people were dating, through the time you were courting, through the years that you've been married, we all should know the way to speak to our partners that the message will be gotten.
Mm.
There are some guys that you can just mention it, just say it casually, and they'll get the message, they'll pick it. There are some other men that you may have to maybe take their hand and actually put it where you want it to be uh, during the process.
Mm.
You might want to do, because I've also found that a lot of people also don't talk about these things. Is interesting because this was, we had a session with Charlie Boy on Friday and some other people, and we were talking about these issues, and it came up that people just have, husband and wife will just have sex. In fact, a lot of people will say, please don't even put on the lights. The lights will be off. You have finished having sex. Before you have both reached where you are, where you are going, somebody is already snoring off. So no conversation is had. Oh, did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Was it fun? Can it be done differently? Is there something you want me to do differently? Is there a way you want me to talk? No conversation. If it was good, you don't know. If it was bad, you don't know. Everybody has moved on. So,
Mm.
but there has to be a way in which we talk about these things, so that
Mm.
people can actually, so that we can actually, and it's the same way you would broach any other topic that you want to speak to your spouse about. You know how to get him at the right moment. If you know that your husband is a football person, it's not when his team is playing that you now want to bring up the matter. You're not going to get his attention.
Of course.
You're not going to get his attention. So we all know. We all know the way. A lot of times I just think that, we just, people are just not sensitive to these things, or not giving it, much attention. But we all know how to get to our spouse for them to understand what it is that we're talking about.
Hmm. Fantastic. Fantastic. If you are coming across this platform for the first time, it's called Conversation with the Love Crusader. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. We are having fun while discussing love, life, and relationships. And our topic today is cheating and relationships. So,
Mm.
for donkey years, and since our forefathers, the issue of cheating, the issue of side chicks, what do we call the men? Side what? Anyways, is it what do
Side
they call it?
bubbles.
Side cock?
Small side pop.
Don't know. Anyways, these issues have remained, and someone like Megan has said, in fact, it's the fault of our mothers. They spoilt this men, the traditions, African traditions have encouraged our men to be cheaters, and to be polygamous in
Mm.
nature. Anyways, polygamy in itself is a choice. And I dare say
It-
that if you want to be polygamous, you better come out and just say it that you are polygamous.
exactly.
Just line
Exactly.
the wise. Let us know that you want to marry 7, you want to marry 10, no problem. But
Yeah.
don't deceive
Yeah.
someone. That's remember that the key word when we're defining cheating today is deception. Don't deceive someone into a monogamous relationship and say, oh, it's just me and you till death do us part, forsaking all other men, forsaking all other women, clinging only to you. And then when you finish making all that vow, then you now start keeping all other women. That's where it's a problem. That's where it's a problem.
But
And I know that somebody will
but
say,
can
ah,
I say something?
yes.
Sorry, comfort. Just about what
Oh,
you said now.
yeah.
I agree that people say those vows, and to be honest with you, maybe those vows need to be changed, but that's a different topic for another day. When I do get when somebody could be getting married today and be saying, oh, it's just you, I'm not gonna have any other partner. But we also realize that the only constant thing in life is change.
Yes.
So what happens 15 years down the line? I've
Yeah.
changed.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want multiple partners.
Hmm.
Now I want to be able to say, can I go and have, a relationship with somebody else? Can we have an open marriage? But then that would behove on me to now call my spouse and say, guy, this is how I'm feeling right now. Let's talk about it. Maybe it will be, maybe you might say, okay, you know what, maybe we should go and speak to a counselor. Maybe there are certain things that might be influencing this. Let's speak
Yeah.
to a counselor, let's
Yeah.
speak to a therapist, let's see,
Yeah.
maybe we can walk through this.
Yes.
But communication must be hard,
I
and people
agree.
must be open. People must be open to change.
Yeah.
Sometimes the change may not be favorable. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
that change may lead to the end of the relationship, but we must be open to change.
I totally agree with you. I mean, the point here, which was still hammering and was still talking about and was still stressing, is the deception. So if you
Yes.
decide in the next 10, 20 years that, oh, okay, I thought at the beginning I could be monogamous, but now I can no
Mm,
longer be. I mean, nothing stops you from calling your partner, like you're me saying, have that conversation and say, look, oh, one woman is no longer satisfying me, or one man is no longer satisfying me. I want to now marry 2 men, because we should stop making it look
mm.
like only women men that are doing these things. Okay, so as a
Yes,
woman
so
now, I want to start marrying 2 men. And then it's left for your partner to say, I agree with you. I can still be married to you while you're married to another man. Or say, this is not what I signed up for in the first place, and get out of it. It's
yeah,
the deception. When, for
yeah.
example, and I don't want to mention anybody's name, but we all heard one popular story in this country where the wife at home now got to know of the new marriage from social media.
Mm,
And this man chose to
mm,
marry a second wife, married the second wife. The second wife gave birth already safe before the wife at home now saw it on social media that her husband has married. And many people have said, oh, he's not the first to marry a second wife. Why is his own noisy? It is because of that
it's the
deception.
deception.
That deceit.
Yes.
That deceit. That is where the problem is. There's no need
Yeah.
deceiving yourself in a relationship. Tell yourself the truth. Have a conversation
Yes.
about how you're feeling. Have a conversation about where the relationship is going. Have a conversation about what
Yeah.
needs to change. If there are issues that can be fixed, that can be mended, you fix, you mend it, and remain
Meant.
in love together. If it's something that
Yeah.
can no longer be done, both of you are no longer seeing eye to eye. Unfortunately, some people marry believers. You marry someone who is a Christian and a born again child of God who believe that,
Mhm.
you know, going out of their marriage is adultery. Tomorrow, this person is no longer a believer. I don't want to go to church.
Exactly.
These things happen.
Exactly.
These things
Yes.
happen. Then at that point in time, what do you do? Somebody else, and
Mm-hmm.
then this person, pray for him, pray for him. That's the one that is another table I would like to break. Is it really the role of a woman to be praying for an adulterous husband? Do men have to also pray for adulterous wife to come back? I pray for my husband. Every strange woman I bind. What of strange men? Should we be binding? Stop laughing, Yomi, because you see. And this topic is looking like it's not finishing today. My time is up. But because I
Ah,
really wanted us to discuss the effect. Maybe these people don't know the effect of it. That's why they do it. I don't mind coming back to it another day. But what we see is a situation where a man goes out and cheats. It's reported, he's caught. Then they tell the woman, pray for him, dress well, give him food, change the way you look. You have left yourself. That's why he's going out. If a woman cheats, they pick up the stone, kill her. She's an adulteress, kill her. Why should she?
mm,
How many men will forgive adultery? How many men will pray for their adulterous wife to be rescued?
mm.
So why? I know don't tell me it's because it's a patriarchal society. Tell me something else. Is this how is this
Well,
how it should really be?
it shouldn't. I mean, obviously, we all know that it shouldn't. Unfortunately, it's the way we've seen it, and culture, religion, church, we have all played a role in it being that way.
Mm,
And I, in fact, for me, my biggest one is the church. The
mm,
role the church has in putting so much responsibility on the woman to ensure that the marriage is working has led us to having men who think they don't need to they don't need to lift a finger, or they don't need to pray for their homes to be okay.
mm,
And I mean, I was speaking to someone yesterday, and the person was saying to me that, oh, someone said to him, that the woman you're going to marry, that she must pray as much as you pray, oh, or even more. And he said to the person, why? He said she doesn't have to pray as much as I pray. All I need to know is that she has a relationship with God, and she loves God. I cannot now say my own thermometer of prayer must also be her own thermometer of prayer. It can't. It doesn't have to be.
is it a
But I mean,
competition?
exactly, it's not a competition. So if you find yourself in a situation where it's the man that needs to be doing the praying, please do the praying. If you believe that that's what's going to work, do the praying. The challenge I have with prayers, and prayer, I'm a Christian, I believe in prayers, and I pray. Having said that, the challenge with prayers, especially when it comes to issues with relationships and things like this and emotions, is that people don't even know what they are praying for. Because you don't even know what the issues are.
Mhm.
You don't really know what the issues are. So what are you praying for? You think that you are praying that, God, destroy all the strange women and strange men. Meanwhile, that's not the issue.
Yeah,
The issue is not about the people that are on the outside. The issue is you. You
exactly.
are the one that is going to meet the people on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
You are the one that is
Mm-hmm.
having the relationship with the strange men and the strange women. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not them, it's
Mm-hmm.
you. So when you're praying for the strange men and strange women and nothing is happening, then you begin to say God does not answer prayers. Meanwhile, that prayer is not the right prayer.
Mm.
And if we now want to say the issue is you, to solve what is going on with you, is it prayers?
mm.
Because if you are emotionally sick, you need to speak to a counselor. You need to
Exactly.
speak to a therapist. And of course, I'm not, and again, I'll say it, there's a place for prayer. But prayer only makes sense when you know what it is that you are praying for, what the issues
Mm.
are, and you are praying. And it can be whether man or woman. It's not, nobody has the exclusive right to do the
Okay.
praying.
Okay. 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 I always say it, and I think if you're very close to me, you will know one of my mantra is that faith without works is dead. There's a
Absolutely.
place for faith and there's a place for works. In
Yes.
relationship, this is one of the places where work is really, really needed. Marriage is work. One of my friends say when it becomes work, that's when I don't want it. My darling, we are just going
Ah,
to be fooling ourselves. Don't tell ourselves the truth.
and stay
You
single.
have
Oh.
to work. You have to make the right choices. You have to be self-disciplined. There's a lot that goes with making a successful marriage. It doesn't mean
Yes.
that there will be no error. I mean, nobody's perfect. A man can
Mm,
step out, a woman can
mm,
step out. You can make the mistake, maybe because of one thing or the other, which we've not talked about. So, we've not talked about reasons why people cheat. We've not talked about effects of cheating. So, this topic, I'm going to continue it next week. If Yomi can't be here, I will find someone else. We'll continue this conversation next week. Next week is supposed to be our Q&A, but we will continue this conversation next week because we've not even scratched the things we need to talk about. But
mm.
I think we've laid a very wonderful foundation today. I have this.
Absolutely.
We've been able to break some tables, and
Mm,
throw away those myths from your mind. If you are there, you're thinking, well, I give up. It's a main thing, and then they are serially cheating on you, sweetheart. It's not true.
mm,
That thing is a choice. It's an irresponsible choice that somebody has made. It's somebody who has chosen not to have self-control.
mm,
So, because whether we like it or not, there'll always be fine boys out there other than your spouse. There'll always be fine girls out there other than your spouse. It's a matter of self-control to say, I have made a choice to stay in a relationship with this person and I'm staying faithful to them. Not a matter of whether we kill all the side chicks by fire and we kill all the side cock by fire. Even if they die, new ones will resurrect. Okay. Thank you so
mm.
much. Thank you so much, Yomi, for coming. I don't want to extend this beyond 1 hour. I want to
Thank you
stay
very
within
much.
the time. You see, we've had fun. We're like, this topic is a very it's a big elephant, like I said from the onset. Sometimes people don't want to talk about it, but it's killing people. It's emotionally draining for a lot of people. It's destroying relationships. It's sharing diseases out there. People are living very, very fake life. Some are having children for husbands that are not theirs. Why giving the children to the men in the house? So there are stations where I've said if we start doing some DNA tests and paternity tests in some parts of the world, things will turn upside down. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're shaking tables. We've said it's not a men thing and it's not a women thing. Anyone can cheat. Self-control is what is needed. Define your relationship. Communicate. Talk about the issues you have. If you're not enjoying your marriage, instead of stepping out, talk about the issues and the challenges that you are facing. Thank you so much again and again and again, my darling, for always being there when
Thank
we
you very
call
much.
upon you. God will continue to
Thank you.
bless and
Thank
lift
you
you.
for having
Thank you,
me.
everyone who's joined us. I see some first timers coming in from Instagram, from YouTube. Thank you all for coming. Please subscribe so you don't miss our notifications. You get to know when we are live and you don't miss any of our edition. I promise you, cheating and relationship is coming back next week. We're going to do a part 2 so we can talk about the effects, why people cheat, and the effects of cheating in a relationship. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you again next week by the grace of God. Until then, have a love filled week. God bless you.